New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? We just won 3 in a row on a back-to-back night in Charlotte or New York. I don't know which one. I can't tell the difference. And we beat the Hornets 122-108, led by our leader, Big Shot Brunson, who gives you 32 points and 8 assists on the night. Let's go. Also, Julius Randle gives you 21 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Donte Divencenzo, who started in place of the injured Quentin Grimes, gives you 25 points. Mitchell Robinson gives you 14 rebounds, 11 of those offensive. And the Knicks, once again, are passing that rock, give you 27 assists, and we take care of business. And the Hornets, and we're going to talk about it all, man. And guess what, guys? You also have the full gang here today to give you that Knicks talk. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show from my man, Lee Escobedo, the Latin Assassin, the Rookie of the Year, Ebony on here, and of course, the man with the stats and the facts, Ryan G in the... What's up, guys?
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Feeling good.
Absolutely. And there's a lot to talk about. We definitely got to talk about Jalen Brunson. We're going to talk about Donte Divincenzo's game too, and the chat that's going on about Donte versus Grimes. We're going to get into all of that. Trust me. You're probably going to get a little spicy later. But I'm just going to start off with the offense in general, because what a difference a year makes. Tom Thibodeau has been criticized for not having a good offensive team and being, having not a good offensive system and running too much ISO ball. And we are still kind of thriving a little bit off of ISO ball, but that read and react is getting more ready and reacty. And it seems like because we're more familiar with each other now, we're able to figure out when and where to pass a ball, when and where to go ISO. And it's been looking like a well-oiled machine so far. Top 8 in three-point shooting, top 11 offense in the league, top 5 defense in the league. And it just seems like everything's clicking. And the continuity is really helping us out. 27 assists again, 27 assists tonight. I think we had 26 last night and 28 the game before. We're still 28th in assists. But just like I predicted, the three-point shooting would rise. I think the assist numbers will rise as well. It's because the culture and the way we play, it seems to be more consistent, a lot more consistent. I want to get your guys' thoughts on that, and also the game. So let's go on, Ebony. How you feel about the game and what I just said?
I definitely agree. Number 28, but I definitely agree with you. It's not going to be like that for long. We're above what it seems to be an average. The Pacers are averaging with a 30. I looked it up. So, we had 25, and it seemed like that was what we had around a mark we had last game too. I'm loving this offense, and like you said, the read and react. They had a part of the game where the Hornets played great defense. It was great rotation, but the Knicks just kept rotating. And I thought that was a big growth. Like, everybody's just trusting the extra pass, and IQ was able to do get a floater at the end of it. So definitely loving this new, and especially the 2-man game or 3-man game between Julius, RJ, and Brunson. I love how they're playing with each other, pause, and not just one-on-one. So. Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm loving everything I see. It's very fun basketball to watch. Everybody eats.
I'm seeing complaints about the sound. Is the sound so crazy to you guys?
No, it sounds good to me.
Sounds normal to me, yeah.
It seems like I'm seeing Fritz making comments about the sound. How's it sound to you guys over there?
It sounds like your voice on Isaac Hayes mode.
Yo, every time I try to do this fancy stream to different platforms, stuff goes crazy, man. It's like every one other stream sounds okay to me. Game Channel
Yeah, I
says
don't know.
sounds
People are
okay.
saying, yeah, people saying it sounds okay. So I don't know.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going since it sounds okay. All right. Yeah. What you think, Ryan G?
Um, yeah, the offense is clicking right now. Yeah, the Knicks still run ISO ball, but I think they're more looking for each other now, passing the ball. The read and react offense is definitely playing well. And with me, I did want to make this reference because the issue with the Knicks last year was pretty much their 3-point shooting. They couldn't hit knockdown the 3-point shot on a consistent basis,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much the reason, or at least the main reason as to why the Knicks could not beat the Heat last year when they faced each other in the playoffs. But this season, they seem to have rectified that 3-point shooting with the adding of Donte Divencenzo into the rotation, and with the guys shooting better from three overall. Brunson is shooting more threes and hitting them at a high clip. RJ Barrett is still shooting the three ball at an effective rate. He didn't have a good game tonight, but
Yeah.
overall, he's still shooting the three at an effective clip. And it's just the fact that they're actually knocking down their threes, combined with the fact that they're actually moving the ball around, that just makes this offense that much more dangerous. Because now, when the Knicks are moving the ball on the perimeter, teams have to stretch their defense out because the Knicks are knocking in threes. So they have to actually defend the Knicks on the perimeter. Then that opens up all those lanes, and that allows, like Ebony said earlier, that play with IQ, where IQ is able to penetrate and find space and get in a floater. So the fact that the Knicks are knocking in their threes and they're moving the ball around, it makes the Knicks a really dangerous offensive team going forward if they keep this up.
The Knicks have, well, since Tom Thibodeau became head coach, the Knicks have been one of the best isolation teams, most frequent, most used, but also one of the most efficient isolation teams in the NBA. But as the years have progressed and we added Brunson, now we added Divincenzo, and Mitchell Robinson improves, and I named those three players for a reason. Now we have two other elements to our offense. One is offensive rebounding, the other is 3-point shooting. The isolation can be stopped. We've seen Julius Randle get stopped in that series in Atlanta. And I think if Brunson would have met the Detroit Pistons, he would have had a lot more trouble scoring the paint, and that isolation would have been able to be contained. But the offensive rebounding, there's no team that can counter that. You cannot counter Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, RJ Barrett, and Josh Hart's offensive rebounding. It's off the charts, and it adds an element that really no other team in the NBA has right now. You talked about Steven Adams being the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. He's out for the whole season in Memphis, and Memphis is ass. So the Knicks really stand alone on their own, having an element offensively and defensively that no other team has and no other team can stop. It's a great benefit.
And shout out to Mitchell Robinson as well, who is a dominant in the offensive boards. Every time I talk about Mitchell Robinson, I just want to shut up and just let everybody talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects. What can you say? I think I proved my point. I think, well, Mitch has proved my point rather. He's playing outstanding. It's all effort and heart. He's playing smart. Like we're like last in blocks, but it doesn't matter because he's not going for, like I mentioned before, it's the second and counter moves is a beautiful thing. He's an offensive weapon in himself because you can't really, you got a group rebound with him. It's 3 or 4 people around him when you look up there, and he's still you see his I come out the crowd like it's mine. That's all effort and heart, and it gives you open shots that help your shooters get in rhythm too. It's a lot of little things. He has people looking for him, missing layups looking for him, thinking twice before going to the rim. He lets our defenders be able to play aggressive because they know he's behind them. So they're able to try and get into the passing lanes a little bit more. You see us playing the passing lanes.
Right.
So yeah, Mitch, you gotta give him his flowers. He has shown up, growth and development. You gotta, every success doesn't happen overnight.
And you know what, Jay Ellis, I want to add one thing to that about Mitchell Robinson, because I don't get a chance to talk about him too much. He's so steady, there's not really a need to point out anything significant. But then about the Knicks' great big man in the past, with Bill Cartwright, right, comes to mind, David Lee, Bob McAdoo, Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason. There's a lot of great Knicks that we've seen in the years in terms of rebounding. Mitchell Robinson now is a number 3 offensive rebounder in Knicks history. You'd have Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, Mitchell Robinson, all over 1,100 offensive rebounds in their careers. That's an unbelievable number. All the guys I just named are solid rebounders. Tyson Chandler as well. Kristaps Porzingis during this stretch here. And Mitch is third in the franchise history. Shout out Mitch.
Yeah, shout out Mitch.
Yeah.
And we're
And I
number
also
2.
want to throw
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to throw in something right quick, Jay Ellis. And I remember early in the season when Mitch was grabbing all these offensive rebounds, and they were comparing Mitch to other teams in the NBA, saying that Mitch has as much offensive rebounds as teams in the NBA. And you know, of course, Twitter always trying to find a negative in things. They're like, the reason why Mitch Robinson grabbed so many offensive rebounds is because the Knicks were struggling offensively early in the season, missing a lot of shots. So what do you have to say about tonight? The Knicks shot 50% from the field, and Mitch still grabbed 11 offensive boards.
Yeah.
What you got to say about Mitch now?
Say that again.
Say it
Ryan.
again.
Say that again.
But you know what? More importantly, Ryan, yes, that was a lot of part of our success last season. But even so, it's not even just the numbers; it's the percentages. He grabs the highest percentage of missed shots out of anybody in the NBA. So even if we do make shots, the percentage he grabs is still greater than the rest of the centers in the league. So you can't take that away from him. So people have to keep that in mind as well. It's not just the numbers; it's the percentage of misses he collects. It's higher than everybody else's. All right. So shout out to Mitch Robinson, who's making history with us.
The percentage of his rebounds contested is pretty high historically too. Like he has the toughest contested rebounds. I forgot the percentage wise, but he's up there. And yeah, it's just his impact. At this point, I'm defending Donte, but he doing his good thing on his own. See, but we just gotta wait and see. I told y'all he gonna show you who he is. Be patient. Be patient.
We getting to Donte. We getting to Donte. I already know that conversation is gonna get
patient. See, so yeah, that's what I'm trying to defend the Dantes and Hearts of the world now.
There's gonna be some other. There's gonna be some other defenses happening soon. All right, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. There's some other conversations happening. I get it.
I already see it. But before we get to that, before we get to the heat, hit the like and subscribe if you're feeling the talk and the Knicks talk. We here after every game talking that Knicks basketball. I'm telling you right now, underrated show for sure. These guys are really, really good. The stout Knicks fans, basketball fans, analysts, minds, everybody on this panel can give you a perspective that's unique and different and provides the community with something special. So I really appreciate everybody on this panel, for real. All right, now let's get to it. Let's get to Brunson. His growth from this season, from last season into this season, and the things that he should be working on to get better into this season. And two things I feel like he should be working on. One of them is the passing. I want to see if he can get better at his point guard play, getting other people involved, but also 3-point shooting. I felt like a lot of the guys who are elite point guards in this league, especially the guys who are smaller in stature, they're able to pull threes at a higher clip. The volume is there. And to do that, you have to be really good at catch and shoot threes as well as pull-up threes. So when I was looking at his numbers for pull-up threes, I found some great numbers. And what I found was he shot 47.6% on pull-up threes, Jalen Brunson, and 47.4% on catch and shoot threes. So it didn't even matter where this man was pulling from. He was pulling it. But so he's elite in that regard. But what's really, really telling to me is the volume is gone up as well. The volume is definitely gone up as well. He is shooting. Let's see. I know I have it written down somewhere, but he's shooting about 2 more threes a game. He's shooting roughly 2 more threes a game. And that volume is going to really help us raise our 3-point percentage and our makes per game. And it's part of the reason, I think him plus RJ shooting well in general is part of the reason why the Knicks have gotten off to a 3-point start. And for me too, him getting into that other realm of point guard, he still has to shoot well from 2 because he hasn't done that so far this season. He's had games where he's flashed it. I'm going to show you some numbers real quick there as well. Shout out to, today's number is crazy. 32 points, 8 assists. 3 rebounds is ridiculous from Jalen Brunson. But there's still certain things he has to do. If you're looking at his cleaning the glass stats, he's in the 7th percentile in shooting at the rim. This is his worst shooting output at the rim in his entire career. And I felt personally that it was going to go down because we don't have the stretch 5 here like he did in Dallas. But 7% is bad. You have to expect that this number at some point is going to rise. At least get back to 46%, which was his last year, at least 46 percentile, which was last year. And also 23rd percentile in the short mid, and he was at the 78th percentile. So I still feel like there's still a world where Jalen Brunson turns into another gear and he starts to average. I think this is still where he averaged like around 26 a game, 27 a game. He's averaging that for the last 3 months of this regular season last year. So do not be surprised if he starts to get into his groove with the improved volume from 3, then starting to get back to his production from last year, and he starts to hit that at a high rate too. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from Brunson so far. High assist rate, high 3 rate, and I'm looking to see what else can change if he can get back that inside game as well. I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna say that, yeah, he has been shooting cold from inside the arc so far this season. But tonight you saw a glimpse of Brunson being Brunson because he put up Brunson-like numbers tonight. He shot 4 of 8 from 3, but inside the arc he was 8 of 13. So he was definitely more efficient inside the arc tonight. Shots that weren't falling for him early in the season, it was falling for him tonight inside the arc, floaters and things of that nature. And he was also hitting the mid-range as well. So you're hoping that this game can probably help propel him to, get a rhythm inside the arc and things of that nature. But the fact that, his 3-point shot was already on for us, from the beginning of the season. And once he gets that 2-point shot going as well, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. But Brunson was definitely the star tonight for the Knicks, and he was definitely a lead on the court tonight, and he's pretty much majority of the reason why the Knicks were able to hold their lead and end up winning this game.
My issues with their Tibbs' read and react offense and Brunson's like over dribbling, I've never really had much of an issue outside of a free throw line around the perimeter. Ball movement has always been pretty active, swinging around to the open man. My issues have always been inside the free throw line. That's where the read and react offense has really fallen apart. And players tend to just, once they're downhill, they stay downhill and they force a shot at the rim. And I've started seeing more of an emphasis this season. And that's where a lot of the passing is taking place. A lot of backdoor cuts, a lot of finding Mitch on lobs, running nice touch passes for easy lay-ins. If that can continue, this offense will be very, very dangerous come playoff time.
Really good points. Ebony?
I agree, definitely. I like again, with Brunson, we fail to realize that he's young too. He's still young and learning. He took over a whole new team as a number 1 when that was never his role before in the NBA. Remember he had Luka. So to come and do it in Madison Square, well, in New York rather, in on the second year, this is his second full year, he's still learning the balance of when to score and get his teammates involved. And you can see that, but I see growth in every game that goes by with this team. And like Lee was saying, if it continues, we're gonna be dangerous because they're everybody is getting a touch. Everybody gets a feel of situations, and they're not gonna be like deer in headlights. So I appreciate Brunson getting involved and relocating and reading. He is getting other people easy shots. You see him looking for IQ, looking for Donte. He's looking for other people. I haven't really seen the whole dribbling a lot lately with him or Randall, really, but we on Brunson. I seen him moving a little bit more within the scheme of the offense, and that was my complaint with him. I felt that it wasn't, yeah, he's moving the ball, yeah, he gets assists, but sometimes it's just on the help me out, bail me out type of assist. And I felt that he's been setting up though, getting into the lane and looking for people lately. And I like to see it. It's only going to help us in the long run.
No, I agree. He scored a lot in the first half. Second half, he was setting people. He had a lot of assists in the second half. and I think he's just been reading the game in general. But
Yes. And also, can I say one thing real quick?
go ahead,
His 3-point shot is only going to, yeah, he's struggling now to maybe make the 2-point shots or the layups at the rim, but that 3-point shot is gonna give him
yes.
easy attempts. I remember was it yesterday against Landry Shamet. No, Trey Jones. There was the Jones. He had hit a couple of threes, and Jones was trying to guard up on him, like heavy on, like by the half court line, and he just blew right by him because it's just gonna got an easy layup, And so his 3-point shot is gonna help him. That 2-point shot be able percentage come up. It's
Yeah.
going to, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, actually, it's funny. I started getting flashbacks to Alec Burks a little bit. I don't mean to like piss you guys off, but hear me out, all right?
I like Alec Burke until he was the point guard.
No,
Yeah,
but
pretty
there's
much.
one play, like Tibbs used to have like a super high screen above the 3-point line for Alec Burks, and Alec Burks used to come off of that and shoot the three at the top of the key every single time. And I'm starting to notice over the last few games, Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickly are starting to get that high screen, like a few feet above the 3-point line, and just come right off of that and hit the three. And it's been opening things up a lot for us. So if that's a nice little wrinkle that I feel like I've seen more of recently than I have last year. And that's why I say it reminds me of Alec Burks, because they used to do that for Alec Burks a lot. Shout out to Alec Burks. I know people want us to talk about other Pistons. But
That shout out to shooting guard, small forward Alec Burke.
exactly.
I don't know who that point guard Alec Burke guy was.
Right. But yo, this is one thing I want to know. Small thing. I want to read you guys something. I'm gonna read out 3 numbers. Okay. This is pick and roll percentile. I'm gonna name 3 guys, and you tell me who is who. All right. 41st percentile, 96.6 percentile, 39.7 percentile. Between Quickly, Brunson, and Julius Randle, who do you think belongs to who?
I say Quickly is a 90
Yes.
something percentile. I'm gonna say the 40 something percentile is Brunson, 30 something percentile is Randall. I'm gonna
Agreed.
guess.
See, y'all smart. Nah, absolutely. Looking at numbers this week, man. Yeah. IQ is in the 96th percentile in pick and roll, which is crazy. And the eye test probably tell you that too, the way he hits the bigs in the roll. And that's one of the other things that Jalen Brunson doesn't really do. He usually elects to go to the shooters. I don't know, maybe I don't think he's like comfortable jumping in the air or doing the pocket pass, because those are the only ways you get the ball to the big on the roll. Is you jump in the air and pass, or you do like the little pocket pass. I don't really see him do that a lot, so maybe I don't know if he's adept at that, but IQ's been really good at that.
Nah, IQ has been great with our bigs. I think I mentioned that just about every post game. He has great chemistry with them, and he uses it to create his space very well. He does this thing where sidestep after screens that gives him extra space, and then he does the X cut. He uses his big to his advantage. He makes them a weapon while making himself a weapon. So
Yep.
Absolutely. So when I say there's things they can learn from Jalen Brunson and footwork and pace, and there's something Brunson can learn from these guys too, to how to hit those bigs on the roll. All right. So look out. Quickly pay that man. All right. Glamour Nick said that was an easy one. Oh, that was too easy, Glamour. All right. I got you.
Pay me what you owe me.
You got a smart chat too. You got a smart chat.
I'm telling you, man, give Quickly the bag, overpay him. He'll play into that contract. You pay him 28, 30 mil, he will eventually be worth more than that, in my opinion.
I agree. I definitely think he'll be a Mitch type, talking about I'm gonna run through the wall for you.
Yep.
I definitely he is the type that rewards your loyalty. And every year he's done exactly what we asked him to do, when you think about it. Every year we've asked him to do something else and he's done it. It was a point where people were questioning if he could run point guard.
There's a point where he's chucking threes.
Yeah, remember people questioning his defense. So like everything. Then we was like, okay, you got to get a mid range IQ. You got to do more than just float IQ.
Exactly.
And then when he come back with 3-level scorer IQ, I can hit you with a mid range. In the Wizard game, he posted somebody up. He did a
Mouse in the
little
house.
post move.
Too small. Too small.
Yeah, so growth, development. I like it.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
And people have been arguing. Oh man, you should start at the 2 guard. But guess who started today? Guess who started today?
Radu.
The big Ragu. Donte Divencenzo, 7 threes. Career high 7 threes. Gets 25 points. Do not adjust your YouTube screen or television screen. You might be projecting stream on TV. Yes, that does say 75% from the field and 70% from 3. Those are correct numbers. Yes, that does say 3 steals. Donte has been in the starting job for only a few days, and he's been playing great. He's been hitting 3s. His activity level is high. I think he might be the most in shape Knick on the team, just by the eye test, because he's always going 100 miles per hour and never seems to get tired whatsoever. And it's amazing how he still at that high activity level and still able to keep his shooting form and all that. So he's been causing havoc. Starting yesterday versus the Wizards on a back-to-back, says, I'm still not tired, and drops 25 points. I want to get your guys' thoughts on Donte Divincenzo's game. Let's start with you, Lee. What do you think of his game today?
We finally have a Knicks squad where we can pick up pieces no matter what systems they're used to or what systems they thrive in or what kind of player they are, and they seamlessly fit in. It's been, I don't think I've been able to experience that as a Knicks fan in my 23 years rooting for this team. We've always been a very system team, or a team where guys come in and they either have to sacrifice their games or they're given the green light and their efficiencies just drop to the bottom. It's really nice to be able to fit in guys Hartenstein and Divencenzo and Brunson into a system that Tibbs has created both on offense and defense, and you got him locked in on both ends. Divincenzo's been super solid. I think continuity is doing us a lot of grace this season, starting off and being able to course correct early on our 3-point shooting and 3-point defense. To be top 10 in both now is an incredible feat based on the way that how Brunson and Randall started off the season as well. There's a lot of positivity, which is why I don't understand microaggressions on Twitter. People chomp at the bit about Kevin Knotts or some Cam Reddish narrative and all the other bum ass narratives I see on Twitter. It's like the best team I've ever seen in orange and blue, and I love watching them. It's actually exciting to watch them every night because someone different goes off, and you really see the depth and scope of this team's potential on both ends of the ball, which is like for Tibbs. It's fantastic that we're top 10 efficiency in offense as well. For 1 point, we were really high last year as well, too. So let's keep it going, man.
Yeah, man. Donte, for guys who don't know, who realize it, he's familiar with the read and react offense. They did that. He's played in the read and react offense before. So it helps. Also, I realized, too, there's some, I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna let somebody else go first. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Donte played great tonight. 75% from the field, 70% from 3-point range. He's going to give you great shooting from 3. He's going to give you consistent effort on defense, always getting into passing lanes, creating steals, fast break opportunities. Yeah, Donte played great tonight, and I know the question is going to pop up because Dante's been stepping up in the starting lineup for Grimes.
What question? What do you mean? What? There's gonna be a question?
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be a question because you already know how Knicks Twitter is. You know, when a guy steps in for somebody else and he goes off, there's gonna be that question of, should they start starting Donte at the shooting guard, or should they continue to start Grimes at the shooting guard? And my opinion on it, honestly, as great as Donte has been the last couple of games, I do see Grimes as the better defender overall, and I would rather Grimes on the other team's best player to start games. That's me personally, so I wouldn't mess up anything. But I'll say this, though. I can see a situation where, especially in the playoffs, for example, if the Knicks are in a series, and say, for example, Grimes is not playing well and Donte is, I can definitely see a situation where Thibs is going to be like, you know what? Grimes, you're gonna come off the bench with the second unit, and he's gonna slide Donte in there in the starting lineup because Donte has shown that he can perform with the starting lineup and be an effective player. But as of right now, I wouldn't mess up any type of chemistry and I know sometimes it might seem illogical because people are going to be like, "Oh, Dante's been playing better than Grimes. You should automatically put him in the starting lineup and move Grimes to the second unit." But at the same time, it's like I feel like you don't mess up the chemistry in that way. Not yet. It's not urgent for the Knicks to make that move. The Knicks are playing well right now. You keep what's going. You stick to what's flowing right now.
What you got, Ebony? I can see Ebony's like a pit bull. I can tell when Ebony want to talk. I can see it. I can read her body language so well. What you got?
Yeah. Donte, I like Donte, but I do like everything he brings. But again, it's 2 games. That's a good. It's not a big enough sample size for me to want to make changes just yet. Especially when it can mess up the chemistry. I know you say be team first, do this, do that, but Grimes technically wasn't playing terribly. He was shooting 40% from 3. You understand? So, and he's playing the best defense. He's playing the best players on the other team. So you can't just overlook that. To me, it's never who starts, it's who finishes. So, I can definitely see Donte getting more minutes in certain games or things of that nature. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool if Tibbs goes with who's hot. That's how I would like him to coach instead of the so much pre-notion of, okay, now you sit, oh, you have to play now. Just go with who's hot, with whose hand is hot. I'm cool with that with everybody. Remember we had the Brunson conversation, so it doesn't matter who it is. And remember me and Lee was saying, yeah, we would have sat Brunson.
Yeah, I was like,
Yep,
that man's clutch. Yeah, I keep that man in the game. That's top 5 clutch in the NBA. You can't set that man.
In basketball, they tell you to have a short memory, right? And so, what have you done for me lately? So in the game, what have you done for me lately? Why, if I have 2 of my, if Grimes and IQ and Donte are going off, I think they should see some, be rewarded for that. No, now maybe not so. You may coach different games different ways, yes, but I think the person who has the hot hand should go. But yeah, I think definitely Grimes should stay. I don't want to ruffle any feathers because to me it never counts on who starts. So, but Donte is amazing. I was a Donte fan. I feel I gush. So this feels good. So people could see a little bit of what he's capable of. It's just they don't back down. Instant heart and effort all the time.
I feel you.
I don't know how you can watch this show and it doesn't become your favorite Knicks post-game show. The level of like insight and personality that each of us bring to the show, it's so much better than any other platform out there. And we're not interested in partisan positive Knicks and negative Knicks Twitter, man. That's just not how we think. We critique players in like small sample sizes, but also understanding the big picture too. And that level of like competence and balance and analyzing games, it's precious, man. You got to enjoy it while you have it. And this is a great panel. I'm so proud to be on here, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Y'all so great. Yeah,
I enjoy post games. It's fun talking Knicks with you guys. Definitely.
For sure.
I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench and all that.
Yeah.
Chaos. Bring it, bro.
That's why I had to wait.
You about to play devil's advocate?
Oh yes. Kumbaya, yeah, that's cool. All right, so
he said time to choose some violence.
Let's go, bro.
Okay, so I largely do agree with you guys. Like, you know me, that's been my mantra for years. I don't make snap decisions off of small sample sizes. I want to see larger sample sizes. For Donte Divencenzo, he's done really well these last 2 games, back-to-back situations. The process has been good. These games that we played have been, the bottom feeders of the NBA. But so you want to see bigger sample sizes against tougher defenses, against longer teams, things of that nature. First of all, I want to see that. Second, though, what I will say though is I always complained like, we want Grimes to be more aggressive. We sometimes like maybe we should throw some play calls for him. If anything could be taken away from this game, if Grimes watching, it's the aggressiveness that's needed, right? Donte, he got the shots that were given to him. He wasn't featured, but one thing he did, when the ball came to him in the corner, he shot that ball. The closeout was aggressive. He's like, the shot is aggressive too. It did not matter. It did not matter. And if there's one thing I want Grimes to take away from that, is to do that. Because I really feel like when watching this game, like, yo, this is how I want Grimes to play. I want him to be aggressive, even on the closeouts. Even in, like, this is what you're here for. You're here to shoot the rock. Also, something that I realized that Donte's bringing that Grimes isn't. There's like a little bit of pick and roll chemistry happening with Donte and Randall. I don't know if you guys are peeping the little weird skip pocket passes that he's giving to Randall. He's like introducing like a little bit of a new wrinkle offensively with that first unit, and it's only a small sample size. He threw that same pass yesterday. It didn't really connect. Today he did it and connected better. But I can see some offensive chemistry brewing. And for sure, Grimes defensively is better. For sure. It's like without a doubt. How much better defensively is Grimes over Donte? That's where I'm bringing violence. This is when I'm bringing the violence part. How much better? Grimes is better defensively one-on-one. How much better is he?
I think, in my opinion, Grimes is a better on-ball defender. I think definitely he's a better on-ball defender, but I think Donte plays passing lanes much better than Grimes does. And Donte will go for steals more often than Grimes does as well. So it's kind of like two different defenders in a way. Like, Grimes is that guy that if you need somebody to shut down the opposing player, like, he's going to hound him. He's going to be on him, on ball, and try to stop and try to limit him as much as he can, while Donte is more like, he can defend, but at the same time, he's going to defend passing lanes as well. So like with Donte, it's more like he's more aware of like what's going on around him. So like he'll play defense, but at the same time, he'll peep like, okay, what's this player doing over here? Where's he going to pass the ball? And then he's going to try to cut that passing lane and then try to create a steal. So that's the difference between the two, in my opinion. I think it depends on what you want from your defender. If you're a person that rather is on ball defense and think that person's the better defender, then you would say Grimes is the better defender. But if you're that guy that wants a defender that is more aware, jumps passing lanes and things of that nature, then you would say Donte is better. For me personally, I think Grimes is a better defender overall, because I personally prefer on-ball defense and shutting down the opponent's best player.
Good answer.
I have to agree with Ryan G, because I seen a couple of times in Washington and sometimes in this game people get the best of him. He's very aggressive, so sometimes that works against him. I seen Denny, what's his name, Avia, abuse him a couple times yesterday. It kind of surprised me. I was like, what was that, Donte? But it happens. It happens, so you don't harp on it, because he doesn't do it a lot, but he has, his aggression works against him sometimes. And I just think the difference between Grimes and I think Grimes is the better candidate right now, but I just think the difference, why it's even a conversation. Well, Donte is a good player too, and that Donte, the game slowed down already for him. They're in two different spots of their career. Dante's been to a couple teams, couple different situations where he didn't get any burn, till he got some burn, till he was, got a lot of burn. He was taking people's minutes in Golden State. They didn't expect him to be this good. I remember hearing them, well, we're not going to be able to keep him. They knew that All-Star game. We're not going to be able to keep him. They knew they weren't going to be able to afford him. So I definitely agree with Ryan that it's Grimes. I just think the games is fast for him right now, so he can't see the defense and stuff just ahead yet, because everything is still so fast for him. Take Mitch as a perfect example. Took some years for the game to slow down so he can be able to call out defenses and see it before it happens. I don't think Grimes is just there yet, but I think he's the better candidate. I would like him to start. He's definitely.
The answer is Grimes, and to me, it's not even close. Grimes is also the better complement to Brunson and Brunson's weaknesses. And I think about the all trades and roster moves and rotations based on building around Brunson as the primary target for that. And Grimes cleans up a lot of Brunson's defensive mistakes better than Divencenzo does. You need a better on-ball defender when Brunson's in the backcourt with you than someone who's playing passing lanes. And we have a sample size now of a year and some change of Grimes starting the best player on an opposing team night after night and doing a really good job of reducing their efficiency and also playing a ton of minutes in that position where Divencenzo's been guarding backup guys for the most part for the last 3 years. So it's not close. Grimes, I think, has a higher ceiling too. I'll give Divincenzo the higher floor at the moment. And also want to say that Divincenzo is very underrated as a defender. Most of us on this panel knew what he was bringing based on his time in Milwaukee and Golden State, but he's been a welcome addition, and that's been pretty solid from Magid. At least his effort has.
Yes.
All great answers. I can't imagine Donte guarding Jimmy Butler one-on-one and stealing the ball on one leg. I can't.
Get cooked.
I can't. I really can't.
Jimmy Butler's definitely going to use his aggressiveness against him. He reads people shifting left or right very well.
Yeah, he does.
That's a fact. But I'm thoroughly enjoying Donte starting for sure. His aggressiveness on three. Grimes, take that in. Take that in.
Yeah.
Please take that in. I was sitting there thinking, man, Grimes be like this. I just want that for him so much. But I will say the game that Grimes got injured in. I said I wanted him to take 15 shots that game versus the Hawks because there was no RJ Barrett. He had 10 shots before he got injured. So he was on his way that game. Hopefully he stays on pace. But Donte got 12 shots with RJ in the game. So I don't know.
I'll say this though. If Grimes is going to be out for next game, it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup to see how Donte is going to guard Ant Edwards, because that's going to be a tough matchup.
Man.
So I definitely want to see how he's going to guard Ant Edwards.
Nobody can
in Minnesota.
I might think that they might, he said what he said. RJ might want to get a little piece
That's
of him.
the best matchup. Yeah.
I think RJ might want a piece of him. I think it won't be Donte or Grimes. People keep receipts.
I feel RJ, shout out to RJ. RJ came back, had a rough game today. He had a big three, though. He had a couple of big moments. But I was reading on Twitter about Steve Popper. Steve Popper said in the second quarter, after the coach called timeout, he was on the bench, gassed. Gassed. So he definitely doesn't have the games off, took his stamina, took his rhythm, and we're playing the Timberwolves next. So that might be a tall task for him to guard him after trying to work his way back into shape. You know what I mean? So hopefully Grimes will be back, because I think I did read that the injury is not serious. So Grimes might be back for the next game.
Whichever poor soul has to guard Anthony Edwards, I'm going to give him a little bit of grace off the bat right now, because the season's very, very early. I don't want to throw out any hot takes just yet, but from my eye test and the limited games I've been able to watch, Anthony Edwards has been the most dominant offensive player in the NBA this season thus far.
Oh, yeah. He's been killing it. He's definitely been killing it. I got to give all the props to Anthony Edwards. He looks great. And wow. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Draymond Green would agree with me. There we go. Right, Draymond? Sitting down at home watching? Yeah, he agrees. All right. Shout out to the people in the chat, man. If you want to talk Knicks basketball, hit that Discord link. I see somebody is in the link right now, in the chat, in the Discord chat right now. Mindhunter, I'm about to bring you in. I don't know if you're listening, but I'm about to bring you in so you can talk Knicks basketball with us and give us your comments. Let's see. Mindhunter, what's going on? I don't know if you can hear us, but you're live right now. The KOT show. What's going on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
This is so exciting for me. It's my first time calling through the Discord. I love you guys.
Yeah.
You are fans. No, it's Ron from still Knicks fans, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, Ron?
Mindhunter is my gamer tag on PS5.
Oh, Ron is Mindhunter. That is funny.
Don't play around with me, baby.
Yeah, you could have kept that going for a
Anyway,
minute.
what's going on, everybody? Shout out to Ryan, Lee, Ebony. What's good, Jay Ellis?
Chilling, man. Good, man.
That's
What are your thoughts on the game today, Ryan? Or or the Knicks in general?
Man, listen, I'm just happy and excited for this Nick team, man. Listen, people, I think, can you hear me still?
Yep. Sure can.
Oh, okay, cool. I think people don't understand, at least Nick fans and just maybe people on the outside looking in, like they don't get how tough this Nick schedule has been.
Yep.
Once again, I'm not going to say it's the opponents. It's the amount of games played and the amount of time we play in it. It's a lot for a team to start a season with all of these games, the back-to-backs and all this stuff. Injuries galore. Julius Randle, we thought was 100% coming into the season. He was not. Like, there's been so many different hurdles that this Knick team has been able to overcome. We are sitting at 8-5 right now, and we only had the big three gel one time. You know what I mean? Soon as things got going, RJ's out with the migraines. Like, there's always something. And I'm just like, this is fantastic. I don't think people get it. We 8-5 through all of this. You wait until we get comfortable.
Yeah. I agree. It's like the tip of the iceberg.
I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited too. I'm excited. Like, and I feel like you're leading us into our next topic, Ron. Because this is behind the scenes projecting. I don't want to get too excited. But Lee, if you guys know Lee's the first one to get excited by everything. So Lee's like, I'm going there. He was in the back like, Jay Ellis, can we talk about this?
Yep.
I was like, dog, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I agree.
Let's fire it up.
Hey, I'm just curious at what that next topic is. But the other thing I wanted to chime in on real quick is, I know this is a tough one, man, because the problem is when people look at teams, they look at what works best for the team, but a lot of it kind of gets focused on the starting lineup. And I think what this Knick team has showed everybody for so many years is that sometimes our starting lineup is good and it's okay. Sometimes our bench is hot, and that's the where we really cut our teeth when it comes to these games. Right now, I would say we're in the middle. Like the bench is finding itself. They're getting a lot of chemistry, and so sometimes the bench is going to be the big player for us on any given night. Whereas the starting unit, with the way RJ Barrett is playing or has been playing up until tonight, let's give him a break for tonight. But the way he's been playing, the way Julius is starting to get back to how Julius plays, the way Brunson is who Brunson is, that starting lineup is solid no matter what. And the way Mitch is playing on the defensive end, steals and rebounds, come on.
Yeah.
We are in such a good space in that starting lineup that I don't necessarily know that you want to take Grimes out of that starting lineup and mess with that chemistry they got, and then affect the chemistry that the second unit is starting to develop right now. Because Josh Hart and Donte look like they have a nice 1 and 2 off, when they play. And also Donte looks like he plays well with Brunson. I get it. But I think RJ sits back as he sees Grimes taking care of the best player. He's like, one thing I don't have to worry about tonight. And so I don't know if I want to change that. That's it. That's all I got.
I agree. All good points. Salute to you, Ron. I definitely agree. The chemistry rebuilding is definitely propelling us.
I agree also.
Yes, definitely. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Keep doing what you do. Everybody keep supporting Jay Ellis and the Knick of Time Show. Lee, Ebony, and Ryan G. They put out great content. Let's keep flowing and keep growing. Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to my guy Ron. I'll be over there. I'll be chilling with Knicks fans on Saturdays sometimes. Talk ball. They don't even be the biggest platform. I just enjoy listening to them talk ball.
Yes.
But you want to say something, Ebony?
Yes, I did. One of the other people that I enjoy watching Donte play with, probably my favorite actually, is IQ. they're my favorite tandem. So I definitely would not, to me again, it's not who starts, it's who finishes. So as long as I get to see them play together a lot, I'm with it because I even on defense they kind of mesh well. Team defensively also playing with to communicate and switching with each other or whatever the had be. So yeah, I like them, and I definitely agree with we don't need to mess up that chemistry. We don't.
Donte and IQ to play off that ebony. They remind me of how Shumpert and J.R. Smith used to come in with that second unit back in the 2013 Mike Woodson Knicks. I love the energy they would bring in off the bench. Those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a lot of interesting combinations I'm seeing with mixing and matching, like the front courts with the bench players. Like I've been liking the Brunson IQ Donte thing. I've been liking that. I've been liking I've been liking the way the first units is playing together in general. There's a lot of interesting combinations to play with.
I like Randall and I forgot what I was about to say. My memory's so shy. Give me a minute.
I like the Randall Donte combination that's kind of brewing in general. I kind of like their thing going on. I like Donte and Brunson for obvious reasons today.
There you go. It was the Randall Brunson. I like the Randall Brunson. What they have cooking, cooking. I like the way they're using each other and playing off each other. So yeah, that was my combination. The Randall Brunson. I like what they're doing.
I agree.
Yeah,
and I even like Josh Hart. It's funny. It sucks that RJ was injured, but it seems like Josh Hart. I feel like I missed something. I feel like Josh Hart is starting to find his rhythm a little bit, hitting threes and such. I feel like people are stepping up in place of being injured.
The chat. We surveyed 100 people. Said I like the Fournier and bench combo.
Yo, comment all day.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's
Yo, yes, sir.
I like that combination too.
I like that. That is my favorite combination.
That baby played yesterday and got smoked by Landry Shaman like he wasn't even there. He blew right by him. I'm saying, what you doing?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, oof. I mean, he played. Shout out to Miles McBride. Yo, Miles McBride's little. Miles McBride.
Shouts out. Yes.
See the confidence.
I see the growth in him. His strength is underrated. He's standing up folk too.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see those minutes though, because that means maybe we could use him as a specialist. What we thought Frank was, it turned out to be Deuce.
Yeah, we just thought, Deuce. Frank was supposed to be able to guard 1 through 4 or whatever.
Yeah,
Deuce
he's
can't
supposed
do
to.
that,
But what I'm saying, like maybe he could be used as that specialist. That if you need to cool off or give a different look to a Jordan Poole type of player.
Exactly.
So yeah, I see his growth. Would you say, Lee?
I can't believe Dennis Smith Jr. became a better on-ball defender than Frank Ntilikina. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
He's a top 5 on-ball defender in the NBA. That's insane to think. Never predicted that.
Yes, he's a nice guy. Actually, he's a really nice guy too. Like, to be honest with you.
I love Dennis Smith.
I mean, Frank Ntilikina went from being able to guard 1 through 4 to guarding the bench right now because that man gonna get no more.
He's injured again.
It's just always been his issue. He was doing all right. He hurt his knee. But he was getting a little light. He was getting a little light.
A little bit.
It's crazy because I'm not gonna call myself no basketball scout or anything like that. But I've never been so wrong on a player than I was on Frank Ntilikina. I've never been so wrong on a player.
Yeah.
Facts. I figured he had the hard part of the game down, that the offense would come eventually, right?
It's always been the confidence. That's I realized.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That him and Kevin Knox is the confidence. They just was too young.
That's the one reason why after watching Frank and then seeing IQ, that's what made me so sure about IQ early. That's what made me, because I feel like IQ had the work ethic that Frank had when he first came. Cause I feel like Frank's work ethic was crazy, but IQ has this crazy confidence that like nobody could take from him. Like when
That's
you
a certain,
shooting,
yeah,
when you shooting
you
like
gotta have
75
that certain
footers
mentality.
and Tibbs is your coach, like you don't care. You don't care. So I was like, you know what? I bet money. IQ would be that guy. Yeah. But I want to get to another topic. Funny enough, I was with still Knicks fans, and I feel like this might be along the same topic. Shout out to Ron. That we were talking about. And it's
Still neat.
the ceiling of what is the ceiling of this team? Because we are top, it's still early. I still think there's still some tests to go through, right? Because we've been playing a lot of bottom feeder teams. But we're top 11 in offense right now, top 8 in 3-point shooting. We're bottom 28 in field goal percentage, but I feel like that's gonna go up when Brunson starts shooting like a normal person again. Top 5 in defense, very deep team. Second round exit last year. Barely lost to the Celtics in game 1. Didn't have RJ the second time we played the Celtics. We have a clutch guy. We have Randall, who's playing at a great NBA level again. We're running through teams, 1-3 in a row early. Where do you see this team, Lee? I'll start with Lee because Lee wanted that. More Lee wanted this. Lee was like, "Let's talk about this."
I think this is the closest I've ever seen us, and this is the first time I would say we're a contender. I actually believe that we are, because I think there's a ceiling for this team to meet, and I'm watching Tibbs evolve as a coach and be more flexible than he's ever been, and the team seems to really be buying into his philosophies and his coaching style. And when you have that plus continuity, plus multiple guys on the floor that give you offense and defense at the same time, you don't have to play the revolving door rotationally. You makes you very dangerous. This is a team that knows each other's tendencies very well, that believes in each other, and there's an established pecking order and role placement on this team as well. And that gives us, I think, a real shot to get to the finals this year. I think we can get to the finals. I think we're absolutely going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think we're going to win between 53 to 54 games. A very high, JLS, you know it. I'm always an optimist when it comes to these Knicks, but so far I've been pretty damn close. And I think where I thought we used to be like a Zion piece away, I think now we're a Jeremiah Grant. I think if we add Jeremiah Grant, we win the East and we go to the finals, or a player of his caliber. I love what Jalen Brunson brings closing time, and I just need Julius Randle to play consistently. Just give me exactly what you did in the regular season in the playoffs. I really don't need anyone else to play better than they already are right now in order for us to make the finals. I think RJ's rolling. He's playing like an all-star, and Emmanuel quickly is one of the most efficient, profound players off the bench, if not the most in the NBA. If as long as Grimes finds his cojones and starts hitting those threes when they're open, sky's the limit.
Go ahead, Benny. I already know you got to say. Go ahead, Benny.
Oh, it's on me. Is it my turn? Yeah, I agree with Lee. I think sky's the limit with this team. Why can't we be the Heat
Yep.
last year? You understand?
Yep.
Why can't we beat Boston before they got Porzingis? You know, they had 2 stars and then they had a team of people who starred in their role, right? You know, when they made it to the finals with Golden State, you know, they had a defensive player of the year and the Marcus Smart type. You know, maybe we'll have that in Mitch. You know, a 6 man of the year. We'll probably have that with IQ, hopefully. You know, you see the resemblance. Why can't that be us? I feel like it's more of a margin for error with this team. You don't every one person doesn't have to do it all. We just all chip in and we'll be okay. And that's what you see. Even when we're without a player, somebody, okay, I may have to give a little bit more. And that's a good thing to have, that people just ready to step up, that we have the people ready to step up. You know, there's only certain teams that have it all like we do, like able to throw different looks. Either they're all offensive or they're all defensive. But to have a balance of both is not a lot of teams like that, especially with the depth that we have on this team. You know, Boston is one that comes to mind, where I say they have the offense, the defense, and they can, you know, throw some pieces in there. They don't have depth like that, you know. So the injuries might be a problem later on in the year, or sitting.
Right.
Sorry, my computer's doing whatever it's want to do. Okay, there we go. So sitting is something, you know, but that's one of the teams that I really believe that maybe we don't want to see, or it's gonna take some time, or give our all to beat. But that's basically it. It's not Milwaukee, because I think they gave up their piece when they did Drew. I think they sacrificed a lot for their offensive end, to be honest.
You still
And
gotta play the
Phoenix,
76ers too.
yeah, 76ers, they on the roll now, but they're still fairly new and try to gel themselves too, besides maybe like, the main pieces of Maxey and Embiid and Tobias, they've been there. But the surrounding pieces, that's new.
Yeah,
So I don't know if this is just a hot streak. You know how other
I
teams
agree.
just start hot
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning. So we'll see. We shall
I
see. It's a long
100%
season.
agree.
Huh?
I
Yeah,
100% agree with you on that about Philly.
yeah. So I'm not sold really on them either.
Mm.
They gotta make me a believer too.
That Jay-Z line. You had
Yeah.
a spark when
You-
you started, but now you just garbage. Yes, you said that's the 76ers.
Exactly. Or we don't believe you. You need more people. You know that line too.
If we play Joe Mazzulla or Adrian Griffin, Boston or Milwaukee in the playoffs, give me Tibbs all damn day. It really comes down to, does Tibbs sit the guys that are cold? If Brunson is ice cold, does he sit him and trust IQ? If Randall is ice cold and forcing the issue, does he sit him and play RJ Barrett at the 4? That is what determines if we go to the finals or not.
For people watching who haven't watched Lee in a minute, yes, Lee is hyping up Tibbs.
I am. Yeah. Hell has frozen over.
Yes, hell
Here
has
I am.
frozen over. This is the same Lee from last year, the Knick Of Time Show, who was Screen Fire Tibbs. This is the same guy. Just for you guys who just came back and yeah, that's the same guy. All right, go ahead, Ron.
Well, after hearing what Lee and Ebony had to say, I feel like I'm going to be the one who's going to probably rain on the parade.
Yes, let's rain.
Hell no. Hell no.
Rain.
Because here's the thing. Before I can jump off of Manhattan Bridge and be like, the Knicks going to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks are going to the finals, I have to see the Knicks against the Bucks a few more times, because when they match up against the Bucks, it was still early in the season. The Knicks didn't catch their groove as of yet, so I need to see what a Knicks team in their full groove is going to do against the Bucks in the other regular season games. I have to see how the Knicks do against Celtics as well, because again, the first 2 games are not good litmus tests. The Knicks played the Celtics the first game of the season, no rhythm developed as of yet. The second game of the season, RJ Barrett was out, so I need to see how this Knicks team, fully healthy and all cylinders clicking, is going to do against the Celtics. I also got to see them against Philly as well before I make that decision that, okay, yeah, Knicks are going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals or Knicks are going to the finals. But I will say this, though. Last season, I feel like the Knicks' issue was not hitting open shots. That's what killed them in the Miami series, and that's why they got knocked out of the playoffs against Miami. The fact that the Knicks are knocking in their shots this season, if that carries over into the playoffs and Julius Randle plays like Julius Randle, yeah, I do believe sky's the limit. But the Celtics at this moment, they still scare me. I think Celtics are the best team in the East, so Celtics still scare me. The Bucks, Giannis, Damian Lillard, those guys in the playoffs. So that worries me as well. I don't think it's a definite that the Knicks are gonna get past the Bucks. But I feel like every other team in the East, the Knicks have a pretty good chance going up against. So where I rank the Knicks right now, I still think the Knicks are a second round team at the moment, but that may change as the season goes on, as I see the Knicks go up more against the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Sixers, and see how they fare against them.
Okay.
Now, Ryan G, I'm kind of leaning more towards, I'm in the middle. I'm like, the thought has been in my mind, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Like, that's where I'm at. Because of the reasons that Ryan G said. Because we lost to the Celtics twice, but when we lost to the Celtics the second time, we didn't have RJ Barrett. The 3-point shooting has been really good. A lot of reason why the 3-point shooting has been really good is because RJ Barrett 3-point shooting has been really good. Been very encouraged by his process. I really want to see how that's going to look with like a 20-25 game span to see if because to me, I said last year, I said this year, if RJ Barrett is real, for real, if the RJ Barrett we had before the injury is here, and not even at the rate he's been like shooting 50% from three is crazy. Like you're not gonna shoot 50% from three the entire season. But if that's real, I'll be even more willing to put my chips in the table. I want to see what that's going to bring us. But what's really encouraging that's making me think that we can get there is that I do believe the defense is absolutely real. I do believe the process in which we score points has grown, and that's absolutely real. So those things are making me be encouraged to go, okay, those two things that I feel like what might have been holding us back a little bit of breaking through that ceiling in the second round is on the uptick. So that's why I feel like, you know what, we're on our way to maybe, like RJ Barrett was saying last season, shock the world. But I have to see a little bit more. I want to see 76ers. I want to see Celtics full strength. I want to see our guys full strength to really judge. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And shout out to Knicks Rons from Still Knicks fans. They were talking about, do we need to bring an all-star here in the first place? And I know we started the season talking about bringing in Embiid and all this other stuff. But with those guys gone off the table, it's like, I don't really see Embiid leaving at this point. Giannis was dumb and signed a 4-year extension. Who's really left out there? You know what I mean? Who's really left out there to me that's going to be a game changer? And with that in mind, I kind of feel like the Knicks really has to pivot and be like, if there's no real game changer out there, keep the team together, pay IQ. Jeremiah, we talked about Jeremiah Grant to death here. Find somebody who can guard Tatum 1-on-1 like Jeremiah Grant. Yep. Who could also shoot threes. I've seen some people were concerned about his contract. It's $150 million. His contract is big because of the years. It's a 5-year contract. From year to year, he's making 27 million from year 1, 29 million year 2, and like in the 30s year 3, 4, and 5. So it looks big when you put it all together, but it's not as bad as you think. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I agree. And JLS, I haven't agreed with you that strongly in some time. I 100% am on board with us staying the course, maintain continuity, don't blow our load, and get rid of our picks and our solid young core for a guy with a bloated contract, injury concerns, and motor issues, like Zach LaVine or someone of his level. I think we were like one ancillary quasi-starter away from being a year-to-year contender on an annual basis. And man, that's a great place to be. That's what I'm saying. Next Admits Twitter, man, give the shtick up, sit back, enjoy the process, enjoy the team you have. Stop arguing all this BS minutia, man. These narratives don't matter. The team is good and it can even get better. That's a great place to be.
Right.
In other words, Lee is saying stop being jackasses.
Don't be captains of the goof troops. Okay?
The goof troops. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't be the captains of the goof troops. Yeah. Okay, just don't do it.
And it's funny because the teams who won championships in the past have usually had that guy. This has been MVP caliber players. It's been that's usually the way it's been. The only real everybody keeps referencing the Detroit Pistons. But I don't think anybody's done it since then of like that collective group.
True.
But if nobody's available, I don't think we have a choice but to go that way.
I felt like school just now. Me.
Go ahead.
Wait, hold up. I think the Nuggets are very similar though.
Yeah, because they're gonna say they got Jokic and Murray.
Jokic is an MVP caliber player.
Yes. But it took them like 8-9 years.
Right.
I'm sorry, Ryan, what'd you say?
No, I was saying those guys were drafted though. They didn't acquire those players. They drafted those players.
No. I'm not even saying acquiring players. I'm saying teams who've won have had MVP caliber players on their team, or like top 10 players on their team. Those have been the teams that won. There hasn't been a team that won a championship that didn't have that type of player on their team, with the exception of Detroit Pistons, who did it differently. Like there's no one since the Pistons has done it that way. Which is why every time which is why when people be like, don't trade anybody, I'm like, well, history is showing us this is what you need. So this is why we're looking to do that.
I'm the historian that talk about the Pistons all the time. I bring that one up.
I know. That's what everybody does. That's what
That's the one I bring up because I figure, or you could also, I know they didn't win the championship, but it's controversy behind it. It's was it around the 2003 Kings when Chris
Yeah.
Webber
Yeah.
when
Great
Donahue
example.
was the referee for one of them games that was a little lopsided, you know.
Hmm.
So that might be another one, but he robbed us of that.
Technicality. I see what you did there.
I think what we do have is we have a crunch time superstar.
Right.
Brunson can deliver at the same rate, usage, and output as any of the greats, Giannis, KD, any of them in the last 2 minutes. He can do the same thing scoring wise and decision making wise as those guys can. I worry about his free throw shooting a little bit. I trust IQ actually more than I do, and maybe even RJ more than I do Brunson on free throws. And we also have a defensive player of the year candidate. Mitch is not just underrated anymore. He is a defensive player of the year candidate. I think he's the top number one pick and should win it this year for what he's doing to the Knicks defense in terms of anchoring it in every facet of a game. So you combine that with Brunson, why not us?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not us? I agree. I agree.
And we don't have a choice because I'm not giving the farm for anybody else. I'm not giving my farm for Cat. Like
hell no.
I'm not giving the
Kitty
farm for
cat.
all these other players.
No bums.
Like, I'm not doing that.
No Lego men either. Put the Legos down. I don't want people that fall apart.
Yeah.
Put the Legos down.
Yeah. Somebody asked, and shout out to Lee. I saw Sleep answer this, and I think I agree with Lee. Like, who would you trade for Grant? And you said Grimes,
Fournier, and a protected pick.
Fournier, protected pick. Okay, I would do that.
Would they take that though? That would be the answer.
They're tanking.
Yeah, they're tanking. Like, they're gonna want a young player
would.
in the pick. I would think.
And clear the cap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Grimes isn't a shooter they don't really have right now. They have a lot of athletes, bouncy guys, Simons and Scoot, but they don't really have like a floor spacing shooter. And Grimes would give him that.
To be honest, it would be nice to see, you know, a long wing if we could get it. But I really enjoy this team. I ain't gonna hold you.
Just think about it, Ebony. Just think about it.
This team. I get where y'all going with the long wing. You add, but then you're gonna add somebody else that needs shots. Is he gonna be okay with the amount of shots that he gets? These are things that I think the grass ain't always green. I'm scared about our chemistry. You know,
that's fair.
It's fair. That's a fair. That is a good question. He has his money. I feel like here's the thing. He left. He didn't take the money on OKC to join the Detroit Pistons to show that he can do more to get a bigger pay, get a bigger contract. He's able to get his bigger contract. He's getting the money, but he flourished as a 3-and-D guy before he flourished as the guy we see him now. So in my mind, I'm thinking we can move RJ to the 2, put him at the 3. Randall 4, we can have a big team, switchable. You can put him on Tatum. Tatum is not going to bully him like he's bullying everybody else, right? And then that backup power forward that we need, we can have him. We can take him out a little bit early sometimes. Have him be the backup power forward for Randall. You know,
I understand. I understand why you would want him. I really do. Because I'm a Jeremy Grant fan. I wanted him before that contract. I'm not even gonna hold you. Before he even signed it, I was hoping maybe that was a target that we went across. But again, I think we undervalue the development in leaps. You know, you can still have that. Something could still click during the season where you figure it out. And as we see a little bit of leaps, ribbits now from multiple people. Imagine if it continues to click.
Yeah, no, I'm not even saying that Grimes won't figure it out. Because I 100% believe Grimes will figure it out. It's not about him figuring it out or not. It's about what do we need to get over the hump. That's really what it is. It's like we're missing a wing, and it's nice to have this, but we need this more. That's really what it is. It's not. I love Grimes, but if somebody else can lock somebody down, if I could bring another defender who can guard bigger guys here to guard the Ingrams, to guard the Tatums, to guard the guys that are longer.
Yeah, That's why I know he's a role player, but I wanted to see more of him topping just for the specialist type of role. Like you
Mhm.
don't, kind of what Obi was doing wasn't much, much minutes he was getting. Just if we need you to give a different look, that you're available. Like we don't even have anybody that like long except for Sims. If you want to see Sims on a bigger play, because he does do perimeter, we never seen that. Who
Right.
knows what that looks like?
Yeah, but Sims
But
can't
just
shoot. Sims can't
I
shoot. He
know,
can't
but you
create.
wouldn't do this for a long period of time. That's what I'm saying. It's just to throw the person out of rhythm. And I think a lot of times with Tibbs, he's okay with one person going off, just not everybody. So like a Tatum, you can't guard him really. Only Tatum can guard himself. You understand?
Hmm.
So me knowing that, it doesn't matter who's in front of that man. Let me find a good defenders team wise that can shut down everybody else. I think that's what we see, and we're going to continue to see with our team. Like we're okay with Melo showing out and doing what he does, but we can't let Mark Williams, we can't let Bridges go off. You understand? Like it's okay for you, Melo. You go ahead and earn your money, but
Right.
the rest of these people, we not getting them paydays.
My,
So I
my,
think if we go through that route, we'll be okay. One or maybe two, depending on who the two people can't beat you. So I really
my
truly
last
believe.
note on Jeremiah Grant as an advocate for the trade. First, I agree with Ebony. I don't want to give away too much young talent, which is why Grimes would be the only one that I would do. Because I also like the idea of RJ moving to the 2, where I think he might be the most potent, especially with his size. But Jeremiah Grant had the opportunity to be a part of that Denver team, and probably if he was there, would have won a championship if he would have stayed. And now he's gotten a bad, and he's experienced losing on a pretty intense level in Detroit and in Portland and OKC. He might want to get back to some winning culture and play for a coach that's going to bring the best out of him. Like Randall always says about Tibbs, and I think Tibbs and Jeremiah would be a great pairing. I think he would go back to that utility role and be able to fit in. He's under the 15 shots he's getting in Portland right now per game. It's going to be more around the Denver area, 8 or 9 a game. But if you can be efficient in that, you shoot 35, 37% from 3, we'll win the championship.
Yeah, you're always gonna have somebody talk. You're gonna hear $150 million for 8 shots.
If it's 7 of 8, though, let's go.
You guys shooting 83% from the field for the whole season.
That's man. It's not even. It's just man. We need somebody to guard a freaking Tatum. We need somebody to guard a big. And I agree with Lee. Like the timing might be right. We always talk about man. Can we trade for this guy? They would never trade with us. Portland does business with us. We already know that.
Nope.
Portland does business with us. They're gonna blow up their team. Like they're gonna want to get rid of him during the trade deadline. So I don't know if the Knicks actually want him though. That's you know what I'm saying.
Who does Chicago have anybody that fits that description? Let me look at the team real quick.
Patrick
Williams, yeah,
not very good.
Because they're about to blow up too. Yeah, like scavengers. Who can we pick up without dismantling our team? We need a Derrick Rose type of trade right now. We don't give up much and get back a lot.
Everybody can't go to heaven, man. Everybody
can't. We never. Yeah, that's like the first trade. I honestly say that I thought like, yeah, that's a fleece. What? Yeah. I'm like, Knicks tables are turning when that happened.
Yeah.
I was looking at
that doesn't happen to us.
I think if the Knicks are looking for a trade that they can fleece, I think Knicks are gonna probably have to look in the Western Conference because teams typically don't charge much when it's going across conference, as opposed to like we're trading within conference. So I think if the Knicks are looking for a trade that they can fleece, they probably have to look in the Western Conference, and that's why Jeremiah Grant is one of those targets you look at where it's like that might be a reasonable target for the Knicks to go after.
Yeah. It's another one that some of my co-hosts on my pregame in space on Twitter, Brutus, he always mentioned it was a Darius Bradley. He was a OKC draftee and then went to the Nets and basically he didn't pan out with the Nets either because they have basically the same player over and over anyway. So he didn't really make it there, but okay, he's a decent player. OKC, this is what happens when you draft all the time. You don't necessarily get to keep them all.
Yeah.
I said the same thing about Isaiah Roby. They put him in the G League.
Yeah, Isaiah Roby. I never had no hope for that man. I didn't. I
That
didn't.
preseason game, I was like, he
No,
had he's killing in Westchester right now. He's doing all right in Westchester.
I remember seeing him in games in OKC. I really do.
Yeah.
The ones that he did play in.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm seeing some names in the chat. I saw somebody say named Brandon Ingram. I love Brandon Ingram.
Same.
The FIBA.
It
FIBA made me look at him
him
different, man.
Yes.
FIBA made me look at him different. It made me go, wait, so if you don't have the ball, you don't know what to do. And we have people here who want to have the ball in their hand, so that could go left. He looked like a lost puppy when like, you long, play defense, be active. He's just like, I'm gonna just stand here. I was like,
he looked like he was pouting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Zion, ironically.
Yep.
Yeah. But with Zion, though, I think he has a little bit. I know we talk about real quick. He has a little bit more, I think, to be upset about because they were winning when he was the focal point. Like when he was playing against us, that area there, he was doing his thing, and it's like they told him to take a step back. Almost like
I guess
play more within the team. I guess, and now it seems like they're struggling more. So I can understand that. You tell me to take a step back and we losing.
I guess
I can buy into that if they winning, like Julius Randle. If you hitting the shot when I pass it to you, I could buy into that. So he's like, all right, I can do this.
Right.
Oh, it'll make me look better. Okay.
I feel you.
I think go ahead. I was gonna say even more than Brandon Ingram, I would sell solid amount of our assets for Lauri Markkanen. If we did Markkanen on a good deal, I know it's Danny Ainge, I know it's Utah, but I know, and I think John Collins is actually kind of interesting as a pickup if we fleeced him. But again, Danny Ainge, man, it's impossible to do business with him unless you're willing to sell your soul to the devil. But Lauri Markkanen is a beast. If we could have him at the 3 between RJ and Randall, if we could have all 3 of them, wow.
Is he playing the 3 now? Is he playing the 3 now?
He's thriving at the 4. He's really breaking out as a power forward, playing next to Walker Kessler, which Mitch and Kessler have a lot of overlap similarities. But you have to play with 3 here. But majority of his career, he played at 3, and he wouldn't have the shot opportunities he would here either, as he's getting in Utah. But what a talent!
Yeah, he's a good. The defense.
Yeah. I'm not sure how good he is on that end. I don't pay attention to the Jazz season.
We can cover though.
Oh, he said we can cover. Now I asked about the 3 because I remember him being in the 3, but he wasn't as effective as he is
at the 4
now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like
where he is now. So I don't know if that's because he moved to the 4.
Yeah,
or not.
That's why I like the Grant thing because I know he can play defense. So if you put him next to him on a 3, we fine. And he can play 4 for us, so it'll cover 2 things at once.
That's fair.
I do like him as a player though, but I feel like it's like a very specific fit for him in Utah. I'm not sure how it'll translate here.
We just need a cheap person that know how to play defense and can hit an open shot.
The good guys ain't cheap. That's it. The problem.
Okay, hold on. Let me be specific. We just need 6'8"-ish, right? 6'8", 6'7"-ish, around that area.
Right.
Person who could defend and just hit open shots. That's it. They ain't got to do nothing else. Just defend and open shots. The rest of the other people will handle everything else. We speaking to the basketball guys, right? Let's manifest it right now.
Everybody does that costs money. Everybody.
Yeah.
OG Raptors ain't even gonna trade OG to us because they hate us. We hate them. They stealing our They stealing our secrets. We suing them. They lying and denying. Like they won't trade us to him. We can't sign him as a free agent because we over the cap. So like
I'm looking for in the chat. I did see somebody mention JaMychal Green, which is a decent backup. Stretch also plays defense, tough. Just a person you could plug in, not many minutes at a time, but can do all right. He didn't really stick with Golden State, but he's a vet. I forgot who said it. SK said it. Dig, I found it.
Yeah.
That is a decent pickup, a vet.
I heard people talking about Ryan Anderson too, which I do like, but I don't see them letting Ryan Anderson
what
go.
Anderson?
Hmm?
What, right, the one that used to play for
Slow mo.
okay.
Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson, my bad.
I'm about to say Ryan Anderson,
My
the one
bad.
that fleeced
Kyle
the
Anderson.
league. He owed the league some money.
My bad, Kyle Anderson.
Him and Chandler Parsons fleeced the league.
Oh man, Chandler Parsons.
But
They got some great agents.
yeah, we going through it. We going through a random. This is called improv. I wasn't even planning on talking about it.
It happens. It happens.
It happens, but we need to. Long story short, we need to win. That's it. We just need.
We
need 3 to win.
And Ebony is okay. I'm good. I'm in basketball. I'm in basketball utopia right now.
Ebony is okay. We ready to make moves if needed.
I'm saying we're gonna be all right.
Like,
I see it.
Because I know we're not a championship team right now. But I'm like,
I'm definitely saying why not us though. If Randall can bring this level of unselfishness and be able to play in the playoffs the way he's playing right now, just unselfish and hitting the shots when we need it. And if he played like this, the bully ball he's playing right now, it would in the playoffs in Miami, it would have forced them to play a different way because he's playing in that mid-range area where you can break up a zone. So even when you're not hitting shots, if he was doing this, what he's doing, he would break up the zone because he would make it collapse. So you can do other things from there. And now they have to recover.
You know what else too? The timing of Randall's injury is something I think about because rhythm is a thing in basketball. You know, just like how you saw RJ Barrett come back today, he looked out of breath, out of rhythm. With Randall was going towards the end of the year, Randall was in a rhythm. He was coming off an all NBA season and then gets injured right before the playoffs start. So I think about if Randall had the opportunity to play in rhythms to start the Cavs game, not have to come back from injury, then start shooting again, then start getting it. If he started in rhythm, what would that look like? So I'm really, really interested to see hopefully what our guys look like healthy coming into the playoffs this season, and seeing if that just makes a difference, because there's a possibility that could even change things, you know.
I agree. I think also with the team that we have, that helps us get to the playoffs healthy, because we don't have to do as much.
I agree.
You know, or put ourselves out or play. You don't have to play the players as much if you don't want to, depending on how the games are going. You know, you can mix and match the games. Maybe one game because so and so is playing better, they're playing more minutes, but this game so and so is playing better, they get the minutes, and that helps just keep some of the miles off your body too.
Yeah, I agree.
And the fact that we blown out teams that we should, that helps too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which has not been a hallmark of a Knicks franchise the last 20 years. We've always struggled into teams that we should blow out. We end up getting blown out by. Certain eras were worse than others, especially with Isaiah Thomas and Phil Jackson. But there's no reason why this team can't go on a deep run. The East being the way it is, the uncertainty with Adrian Griffin and Damian Lillard in Milwaukee, and that the fit that's going on right now. Can Philly? I agree with Ebony. Can Philly sustain? Can Maxey sustain this output? I think eventually it's going to regress to the mean, and they'll be more of a second round team than the contender that they look like right now. And Boston, I still don't trust Tatum. I don't trust Brown. I don't trust Mazzell in a fourth quarter in crunch time. So we could go to the finals, and man, even if we don't win, that run would provide so much insight and experience for this team. But the next year, I'm making a bet in Vegas. Knicks win it all.
Let's go. Let's go. Put your money down. Put your money down.
And quick mention, we have Latrell Sprewell in the chat.
We do.
Let's go.
Are y'all joking or is it real Latrell?
It says Latrell Sprewell. It's the American dream.
Oh man, Latrell Sprewell was the American dream. It pulls.
Let's go. Shout out PJ Carlizimo.
Knicks legend.
Knicks legend Latrell Sprewell.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh
Number
man.
8.
Shout out to Latrell. All right.
Again, they asking for the bruh pick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I got a couple broad picks.
Yeah, we got bruh picks. All right, for y'all who
Let's do
don't
it.
know, bruh picks are usually the worst plays of the game. It doesn't even have to be this game. It could be any game. And also, it doesn't have to be about a game either. It could just be something stupid, something dumb that happened in the actual world that we want to point out and laugh at. Those are the bruh picks. So, Ryan G. Let's go. Let's start it off. What bruh picks do you have for us today?
I got a couple of broad picks. My first broad pick goes to Danny Avdija of the Washington Wizards.
Oh, don't.
So as you know, last night in the nation's capital, the Knicks put the smackdown on the Wizards in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And what proceeded to happen was a big chant of "Let's go Knicks! Let's go Knicks!" in Washington, D.C. And then my man, Danny, during the press conference, had an issue with the Knicks fans being so loud in D.C. and how the D.C. fans did nothing to stop the Knicks fans from taking over. And all I have to say is this: Danny, cry me a river like Justin Timberlake. Cry me a damn river. You want Knicks fans to stop taking over the Washington D.C.? Put a winning product on the court. Win some games.
Bruh.
Stop playing like trash. Stop having Jordan Poole shoot from any old where and just acting a damn fool every damn game, not producing nothing at all.
Yeah.
The baby's playing for that number 1 pick.
Yeah, they are. They playing for number one. Listen, I'm not even hold you. If I was in DC, I'd ask for a trade that day. I wouldn't even hold you. I'm like, get me out of here. Y'all really have somebody else cheering louder than we are, and like no fight, no boos, no boo, no trying to drop nothing. I'll be tight too. I'm not gonna hold you.
I think the fans and the Wizards are over the Wizards.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is like if you're on the East Coast, you have to just get used to it because Knicks fans are all over the East
This
Coast.
is our town, damn it.
We do it in Charlotte, we do it in Atlanta, we do it in Miami. Like it don't matter. If you're on the East Coast, you're gonna run into mad Knicks fans.
That's
it is
a
what
fact. This is
Fact.
MSG in New York. MSG2 is in Brooklyn. MSG3 is in Orlando. MSG4 is in DC. MSG5 is in Atlanta. MSG6 is, I didn't know there was an MSG6, but I found out there was an MSG6 today. MSG6 is in Charlotte, all right?
North Carolina, New York is heavy out there.
Exactly.
I know that's a fact. That's where most of your uncles and aunts is from.
Exactly.
Going a lot of New Yorkers, yeah.
Facts. My second broad pick goes to the Bulls because at one point in the game tonight, and credit to the Bulls, they cut the lead. They started coming back. But at one point in the game tonight against the Miami Heat, the Bulls were down 22-1. And now I can go ahead and be like, yo, the way the Bulls are playing, every single player on the court, you can say whose man's is this, but it'll be too much because that's the whole starting lineup. So instead of me saying whose man's is this, I just gotta say, who are these guys?
Who are these guys,
Who are these guys on the court? Because how are you getting smacked 22-1 in the first quarter? You an NBA team.
They ready to get traded, Ryan. They don't care. They ready to go. They just here say they don't get fined. Like, that's really what it is.
They on their Marshall fault.
That's a fact. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But is the trade coming through yet? That's it. That's all I hear. Is the trade coming through yet? Yeah.
And shots, they won the game.
They won?
Yeah, Bulls 102
last time I checked, they were coming back.
97.
Oh my! Who did they beat again?
Okay, so we got to give the Heat the bruh.
Yeah,
today.
the Heat the bruh.
Okay, yeah.
Bruh. What the heck?
because
The Heat lost to the Bulls, who's packing it in. They talking about trade. What?
because the last time I checked, like the Heat still had the lead, but the Bulls cut the lead. I didn't know the Bulls actually came back and won that
Wow.
game. Okay, yeah, the Heat get the bro.
Yeah,
The Heat
weren't the
bro.
Bulls?
Yeah.
Weren't the Heat on like a 7-game winning streak? What's that?
They 102 to 97.
The Heat get the bro then, yeah. Switch that bro. Heat.
Well, we better not lose to the Heat.
They outscored them that first quarter. I'm looking at it right now, 26-14.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh man. All right. I don't got no bro picks today. I'm good.
I got one.
You got one? What you got, Lee?
Miles Bridges.
Bruh.
There is no. I am someone who's a deep advocate for forgiveness and second chances and making amends. Miles Bridges lost that opportunity when he threw a brick through his girlfriend's car after being accused of the egregious assault allegations, beating her face in front of her kids, choking her until she passed out. That guy, the only thing he needs is just a complete and utter ass whooping up and down the court. The man should not be playing basketball. The way that the announcing duo were skirting around, I listened to the Charlotte broadcast. They were skirting around the issue. It called his absence an extended absence, and not the fact that he was suspended 30 days for beating his girlfriend's face in front of their kids. Like the pictures that came out, the black and blue, it was obvious that he put his hands on her. He put his hands on her in a really wicked, violent way. And my man just needs his face beat in. I don't want to see him scoring games. When I saw him dunking, it was disgusting. Like the way the media translates and talks about Kyrie Irving last year, not winning the vaccine or being a Black Israelite or being quote unquote anti-Semitic, is disgusting. It shows the type of values they have when they demonize a guy like Kyrie, who's a stand-up guy. There's tons in his community for both Native American and African American folks in this country, especially kids, in terms of education, literacy. And then you see guys like Miles Bridges and there's very little media uproar about that man coming back on the court after he beat his girlfriend's face in front of their kids. Is abhorrent. As someone who's raised, my parents were divorced. My dad never laid a hand on my mom, but my mom was a single woman and went through some really awful people. Yeah. And I was too young to be able to defend her and put my hands on them for her. But I understand. I'm very sympathetic towards single moms that to put up with that type of violence in the household is unacceptable. And I don't ever want to see him dunked unless he's getting dunked on his face in a person's shower. So I hope that happens to him at some point.
Fire. Yes.
Yeah.
Fire.
That Miles Bridges thing is. I still can't believe he's in the NBA right now. After that.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all remember, but there's an episode on Martin where Tommy Davidson and Martin Lawrence, right? So Martin Lawrence goes to LA to be on Tommy Davidson's show because he was trying to get the same break that Tommy Davidson did. So when Martin pretty much messes up the show and starts singing with Jodeci and this and that, and Tommy Davidson was trying to get him off the show, and he called out, for his bodyguard Snooki. He was like, "Yo, Snooki, do work." Basically, in this case, when the Charlotte Hornets faced the Golden State Warriors, Draymond, do work.
Do work. No doubt. 100%.
That is the fact.
Facts. And the fact you watched it on the Charlotte way, I watched it from the MSG, and it made me sick to hear Wally and just gloss and gloat over this guy. Talking about, he looks good, and I had to really mute it. I was watching it off my phone died, and I was out and about, so I had to watch the game off my mom's phone actually, because I was out and about with my mother. But I had to watch it. I just turned it down. I couldn't listen to it no more.
Yeah.
And my mother was like, "Why are they talking about him like that?" My mom was asking, like, "Why y'all just like he didn't just go through what he went through? We're not gonna gloss over that."
Yeah.
I can't. It was
Kyrie's
too much
character.
It's too much evidence, and I'm not a big fan of what they suspend people for and what they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Kyrie's character was assassinated, and it was because he didn't want to take the vaccine. That's his personal choice, whether he wants to or not. And they dragged that man across the mud, wanting him to be suspended. I saw white liberals wanting him to be kicked out the lead. I'm like, bro, man, that's his choice. Miles Bridges over here smashing women's face ins. And he's back again. A standing ovation. They gave him a standing
ovation.
Bro.
That's crazy.
Couldn't be a Knicks
that couldn't be a Knick. Jeez.
I don't see his first time at the Garden being a good one. I see chant, maybe a chant, a chant being had.
Yeah, standing ovation is crazy. Woo.
Yeah.
I actually do have a bro pick though. I actually do. Have
okay.
A bro pick. My bro pick goes to the New York Post.
Bruh. Okay.
New York Post. Last show I was on, we talked about Mark Jackson, and it was rumored that he was fired. And it's funny because we was talking about it, and when I was talking about it, even as I was talking about it, reading it from the Post, like my mind was still talking about like this doesn't make sense, because I was like, wait, so he got fired on the plane? That doesn't make sense. Like I remember I was like low-key questioning it as I was reading it because it didn't make sense. You know what I mean? And then when Mark Jackson came out, I was like, wait, no, you're right. It actually doesn't make sense that he would be hired and then go on the plane and then be fired. Because wouldn't you know that the assistant was working there beforehand, and you would have to travel on the plane, and like all that would happen beforehand. And then Mark Jackson comes out and then says this.
Come on, man. Come on. At some point, the lies have got to stop. The lies have got to stop. I've sat back year after year after year, listening to lies, questioning me as a man and my integrity, what I stand for, what I was raised on. That's been questioned. I sat back and didn't say anything. My guy, the coach, the legend, Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, has a great quote that I listened to just recently. He said he lost the address to the high road. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting closer, because there's a side of me that's fed up, that's upset that you keep on smearing my name. Today, a report came out that I was fired or dismissed from calling Knick games. Honored and privileged to have an offer bestowed upon me to back up the legend, Walt Clyde Frazier, calling Knick games. Over a week ago, I turned that job down. You heard what I said. More than a week ago, I turned the job down due to the fact that it wasn't the ideal conditions and it wasn't the ideal time for me. You never know what the future holds. They say once a Knick, always a Knick. I bleed the side of me, blue and orange. I dreamt of playing for the Knicks. I dreamt of...
I'm gonna just stop. You get the idea. You get the idea. So it's like, for me, when I'm listening to that, I'm like, all right. He's doing two things. He's disputing it because he's tired of being lied on, it sounds like. But on the same time, he's like, yo, I still rock with the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. Like, don't hate me because I'm telling the truth. That's how I read it. I read it as, just because I'm telling the truth, I'm trying to protect myself, doesn't mean like I don't bleed this orange and blue stuff. So I don't know how, like, I feel like there might be some half truths going on in this story. Because he said the conditions, maybe the conditions is the assistant that they were talking about, but definitely huge bruh to that story.
I'm not the biggest Mark Jackson fan. I think he's kind of overrated as a coach and as a tactician. I'm not also big into his commentary. Never really liked listening to him. I didn't get as informed as I did when I say listen to Hubie Brown or Jeff Van Gundy. He was more of a color analyst. He had quips and the one-liners, but a lot of it is him being blackballed for him expressing his conservative Christian views, a lot of which I don't agree with, but that man has every right to be emboldened and led by whatever spiritual cause that he claims to have. And he should never have to censor himself and what his political or spiritual beliefs are. This is America, a land of free speech, freedom of religion, and the freedom to practice that any way you see fit, as long as you're not harming other people. So for him to be blackballed because he has conservative Christian ideology, it's a sham to the corporate NBA. The things they just decide to criticize and blackball people for is absolutely disgusting. When Miles Bridges out there dunking on people in Charlotte.
Here's the thing, Lee. I don't think that's even it. There's been I don't know if you've been aware of. We talked about it on a KOT show like years ago, Ryan. Like I don't know if you remember. It was like 2017. We was talking about this. There was a lot. I'm not even gonna repeat the rumors. There was a lot of crazy rumors around Mark Jackson. But I don't know. From watching what's been happening with like the Celtics, and when they've had to fire their coach, I don't know. I'm just starting to like just take a step back and like analyze like, okay, he's been blackballed, but what's true and what isn't? I think is where I'm coming to now. Because he's been blackballed for a long time. And I don't know. I just feel like there might be some mistruths being thrown around that we don't know about. And it's kind of costing somebody their livelihood. That's what I'm kind of landing on.
Yeah, the math not mathing. I get it.
Yep.
The math is not mathing. Something not adding up. They say you hired, you say you turned down the job. They say you banned from playing. That didn't sound right. I didn't think that sounded right.
Right.
Like you mentioned, you knew the guy was working here. He ain't just start working here. So you had to know that. The only thing I was talking to my dad about it because that was his guy, his era, Mark Jackson, growing up, all that, and he was saying that he just thinks that he didn't like the role. Maybe he wanted a bigger role. Maybe it wasn't enough games and things of that nature for him to and then he would have to travel, right? It would be the away games that he was doing.
Yeah, it'd be the away games.
Yeah, so he was like, maybe that just wasn't in his cards, I said maybe, you used to doing more national games and you're probably gonna do about 20 maybe.
Right.
Who knows? Because Clyde does go on these trips too. It's just certain cities he doesn't make. And then you get in the leftover cities.
Yeah, you in the leftovers like Clyde's like, I'm going to Miami now.
I can't get there. He said, what am I supposed to do?
You got Utah, brother.
I don't get the party in LA. I'm good.
All right, Clyde, bring his Miami suit, okay?
Party in Utah.
Exactly. Clyde, going to Miami.
Go chill in Utah.
Oh man.
All the snow bunny thoughts.
Oh man. basically, Mark Jackson have all the leftovers: Minnesota, Utah,
Cleveland,
Oklahoma City, all those cities. Mark will
he not getting New Orleans. Definitely, Clyde in New Orleans.
Not getting the gumbo city. Not doing that.
New Orleans, Miami, LA, like nah, Clyde gonna be there. He gonna be there for those games.
Oh, for sure.
He get the OKCs. Cities where you ain't playing to do much.
Or Clyde going to Houston.
Cleveland or something.
He ain't letting you go to Houston either. Sorry.
Nah. He said I'm hitting Turkey Hut up. That's it. He said I'm going to all the spots. Fact.
All right. That was a serious bro pick.
Yeah, it was.
All right. We've been having joking ones. Went from OnlyFans to serious topics. All right.
Shout out Mia Khalifa. Let's go.
Man.
Oh man.
And the bruh pick that we had to switch. We went from one because it was that 22-1 deserved the bruh pick. It definitely did.
Yeah.
But the Heat losing definitely deserved that too. We had a double game bruh pick. That gotta be first one.
Flip flop, bro. It's crazy.
Facts. The way the Bulls started and the way the Heat ended.
Yeah.
Fact.
Next game is Monday, right? Who we got next? We got the Timberwolves. I can't wait for that one. This is gonna be a nice little test.
Great game.
This is gonna be a nice little
Can't
test.
wait.
I feel like we matched.
Mitch versus Gobert.
Yeah. I'm hoping RJ is really full strength for that one.
Yeah, me too. That's why I didn't want to say RJ versus Ant because he might just not be full strength just yet. But the Ant Edwards, how we guard him is gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how Jaden McDaniels plays Brunson. Jaden McDaniels is probably the best on-ball defender right now this season. So that's going to be a tough test for Brunson to be able to get a shot off.
But hopefully he learned something from IQ with the screens before Monday.
Facts.
That'll help him with that.
Or shoot, or like have somebody else create for him, like we did at the end of the Atlanta game. He was running in IQ Randall and have put Brunson in the corner.
That's a good point.
That's why you need other ball handlers. Like you can do it that way. It doesn't have to always go through Brunson. That's what makes Brunson so dangerous. He can spot up and play make. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and we have other people now to facilitate. Definitely, I know it's underrated, but Donte and Josh Hart do really look to move the ball. And a lot of times with them, it's a hockey assist, so they don't get the to show out on the box scores.
That's true. Good point. All good points.
For the box score warriors.
Yeah. For those guys who only watch that. You're right. Definitely right. Well, that is our show. This is a long one. I feel like we had like 2 shows.
Had a lot to talk about.
But that is our show. Definitely, if you like the show, hit that like button and subscribe button. And yeah, we'll be here after every game. Somebody dropped out just now.
Oh, it's Lee.
Like Lee did.
Okay. Lee just dropped out. He's like, I gotta go.
And I got.
Oh, look at that! Look at that. Okay, there you go. Lean to the side. All right.
Yeah, I'm like, lean. Just get right in the camera, so you don't got to do nothing. There you go.
Yeah, you can follow. You can follow us on the Knick Of Time Show on Twitter. Oh, there you go, Lee. Knick Of Time Show on Twitter. The KOT Show. The DKOT Show on Twitter. I'm sorry. The Knick Of Time Show on Facebook, and the Knick Of Time Show on Instagram as well. Get the snapbacks too at nickoftimeshow.com. Hit that, go there, get the snapbacks as well. You can see the little advertisement there. You see that? Got black and white, blue and orange. Ebenezer is coming.
Look, I'm trying to put my eyes up. Look to you see.
Yeah. Shout out to the ladies. Glamour Knicks in the chat. Shout out to the ladies because Ebony only wears visors, right? She only rides visors. So I was like, you know what? We need to do a KOT visor.
Yes, definitely.
For the natural hair ladies who like to wear their hair out.
Throw it out.
KOT visor is coming, all right? So rock out for that. Watch out for that.
I can't wait. Like Bart Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
That is our show. Thank you guys for watching. All right. And as always,
shout out the worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's our show. Great show, guys. We are out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.